Hi,
Hi
everybody.
everybody.
Hi, everybody. I wanted to come live and quickly share with you guys some tips. I know it's after chag, so if you're seeing this in Israel and it's Thursday for you, or you're seeing this in the States and it's Friday for you, and you're about to step into Shabbos, it's really helpful to take a deep breath and release that feeling of going through Pesach, having this once a year opportunity to eat these special foods, to be eating matzah, to be totally off your normal schedule. And for many of us, it's getting ready for Shabbos. So whether or not it's Thursday or it's Friday when you're watching this, we're about to step into Shabbos. And how can we get some momentum on our health instead of letting everything kind of spiral into Shabbos, feeling regret, feeling bloated? How can we feel our best and get momentum going forward as we're wrapping up this very long season of Chagim? So the first step is to step out of regret and recrimination and step into curiosity. And ask yourself, what did I learn about my relationship with food this holiday? What really sparks the most joy with for me? And what really did not serve me? And what I like to do is I make a list for myself. I take 10 minutes and I download all my thoughts, the positive ones and the negative ones. We all have them. And then I summarize them and I write myself a message and I schedule that message to come up in my calendar a week before next year Pesach. Because right now it is freshest. And you can put it in with your Pesach notes if you keep a list or a spreadsheet of recipes that you make or things that you do. Really check back in with how you feel and what worked for you and what didn't. What sparked joy for you and what just made you feel gross? What made you feel like you were really celebrating and mindfully enjoying, and what made you feel like you were overdoing? Okay. And so when you come in from a place of curiosity and we let go of the recriminations and the self judgment, we're able to now look at Shabbos as this beautiful transition period back into regular life. I mean, instead of looking at the upcoming Shabbos as, oh my gosh, ugh, I just can't wait to be in my routine. Ugh. It's like, no, I was just on this vacation. It would be so hard to jump right back into real life. Thank God I have this like a little bit of time to get settled, resettle into myself, and move into the week. So when you're preparing this Shabbos, even if you're having guests, even if you're still in a hotel or if you've just come home, focus on drinking as much water as possible. Really not waiting to be thirsty, but applying this drinking of water every hour. Check in and go get a glass of water or two and just keep moving through the day, rehydrating yourself, getting a flushing out of extra salts and sugars and oils that we had over the holiday, the digestive upset from the potato starch or the matzah meal that maybe you've experienced, or even just over consuming because that's part of the holiday. So make sure you're drinking lots of water or tea. I have a big tea here with me because it's raining and really cold today. So, first thing is to keep drinking. The second thing is don't go cold turkey. Don't make yourself weird deprivation promises of I'm not going to have challah and I'm not going to have kiddush and I'm not going to have any sweets in the house and it's going to be cold turkey. All that does is create cravings in the body and make you feel like a failure after the holiday. What we want to do is intentionally put in healthy, high fiber sugars like fruits, like sweet orange vegetables, butternut squash, acorn squash, some sweet potato, beets, corn. These are actually going to help the body to silence any extra sugar cravings that we might be having after being so used to having dessert, treat, snack, this and that over the holiday. The second thing is if you're serving dessert over the weekend, make sure that they are individually portioned and to the right amount of people that you have. We've just come from this holiday of excess, this holiday where we're sitting after long meal, after long meal, after long meal, and maybe you were at a hotel, maybe you were at friends' houses. We're really laying out this table of food, and very often that can include desserts. That there's a fruit dessert, and then there's a cinnamon or fruity dessert, and then there's a chocolate dessert, and then there's something else. There's a cake and a cookie, or there's just multiple things because it's this chagiga, this celebratory atmosphere that comes once a year. So take a minute and don't go off cold turkey, but make smaller portion controlled desserts. If you're like Lily, I can't make, individual cupcakes, or I can't use individual plastic, pretty cups to make my dessert this week. What you can do is make a smaller amount, half your normal recipe, and divide it up between Friday night and Shabbos day. And then when you serve it, cut it into individual portions and put it in a muffin liner. And then it feels very festive. It feels good. You feel like you're having a dessert, but you're getting yourself back into, hey, this is a Shabbos. There's 60 of them in the year. There are so many wonderful ways, wonderful Shabboses that we can have. And we want to transition back into our routine, our real life. Make sure we're drinking lots of water. Make sure you're having lots of vegetables over Shabbat to, again, make sure you're giving your body a lot of nutrients. You're cleansing from the inside out, allowing the organs of the body to be as healthy as possible, to continue to cleanse naturally from everything else you've been eating. If you're suffering from constipation or digestive upset, I highly recommend psyllium capsules, Psyllium. You can get them at any pharmacy or health food store, and you take, depending on how much milligrams are in the capsules that you buy, read the package directions. Mine are 2 to 3 with 8 to 16 ounces of water twice a day. And what psyllium does is it expands and absorbs the water in your digestive tract. And kind of like, there used to be this great commercial for scrubbing bubbles, and you would just watch the bubbles whoosh into the toilet. And without having to doing any scrubbing, it would just absorb all the bad stuff. You'd flush the toilet and all the garbage would come out. That's kind of what psyllium does in your body. Is it's going to absorb with that water, it's going to expand, and it's going to clean your digestive tract. It's going to clean everything so that anything kind of that's been hanging around there, maybe some extra saturated fats that you've been eating over Pesach, extra sweets, extra chemicals, extra whatever, it's gonna alcohol that needs to be, all this stuff. It's gonna give it fiber. It's gonna push everything out, and it's gonna help you. You might feel a little bit bloated before you feel better, but oh my God, you're gonna feel so much better, and you won't need to take crazy laxatives or anything that's only gonna create more damage in your system. So psyllium, loads of water, lots of vegetables, and portion controlled desserts. Do not go cold turkey off the carbs. Ease your way down, and you're going to feel so much better. Sunday, you're going to be ready to make a healthy meal plan for your week, look at your menu, restock your groceries, and move forward feeling like you were truly free, like you had a beautiful, amazing, holiday with friends, with family, spiritually, and that you used Shabbos to reset yourself, to make yourself feel safe, to make yourself feel calm around food so that you can move forward. Enjoy your Isru Chag, whether you're in the United States or in Israel, and Shabbat Shalom.